What's your name?
My name is Aaron Joseph Fleming.
How old are you?
I turned 23 this month, so I turned 23 at the end of August, but I'm 22 right now.
How long have you lived in Vegas?
I moved here 3 days before my 8th birthday, so in 2009. So that makes it 15 years, I think, 16.
Where are you from originally?
I was born, I say Chicago, but it's a lie. I was born in a little town called Elburn. That's like just outside of the suburbs of Chicago.
Why'd you move to Vegas?
Well, it was 2009, and we didn't have a house anymore, so we moved out here. My grandparents moved out here when they retired, and a lot of my family followed, and so we had a place to stay, and we moved out here.
What are your hobbies?
I'm in a band. You might have heard of it. It's called Acrylic Pour. I've been reading a lot lately, if that counts as a hobby. Right now I'm reading a book by John Green called The Anthropocene Reviewed. It's a nonfiction book, because I don't really like young adult, but I do like that book. I read a lot of science books and dorky stuff. A lot of Kurt Vonnegut lately. I only just started reading, so I gotta start somewhere. But yeah, music, reading. I like to build stuff when I can, but I'm not very good at it. That's about it.
What does music mean to you?
I really hot take, I like music. When I was a little kid, I really wanted to be a singer. I'm 23 now. I really want to be a singer, but I never will be, and that's okay. Music is something that I've always wanted to be really good at, and I'm just not wired for it, but I still try a lot. I'm in a band, I play the bass, I play my guitar a lot. Art is supposed to make you feel something, and I've watched movies that changed my life. I've read books that I never want to end. I've looked at a sculpture and couldn't take my eyes off of it. But music is the only thing that very, very consistently gets me to feel, that makes me feel something deeply. And to me, it's connection with the artist or other people that listen to the song or whoever's singing with me.
How has being in a band changed your perspective on music and how you listen to it?
Well, my bandmates are all much better musicians than I am, and that sort of really made me want to step up my game and my understanding of it. And I've learned a lot from them and from playing with them. And I've learned, I don't know, it's put me on to a lot of different genres of music and a lot of different artists that I wouldn't listen to more. And I just sort of care more to be more active with the music I listen to and the music I engage with and the music that I play. It's just, and it gives me people to talk about it with and people to play music with, which is a really nice thing to have.
Who's your favorite artist right now?
Right now, and I think a lot of people our age, I think a lot of people are, our friend groups sleep on country music. Zach Bryan is a country artist. I think he is one of the best writers alive right now. His self-titled album is amazing. His newer album is good. It's pretty good. I don't like it as much as the other one, but you can't beat a guy in his acoustic guitar. And he's really good. He's got I don't listen to him as much as I maybe would want to, but I really like his music.
What do your friends mean to you?
They're kind of the point. They're why I get out of bed, I have goals and stuff. I have things I'd like to do. I'd love to make $1 million. I'd love to have a nice house and all that, but at the end of the day, I care more who I'm with and who I'm making memories with, and I care about doing right by the people that I'm close to. That's my biggest thing, and that's that they give me meaning, family, friends, whoever I'm close to, even if it's a relationship that doesn't last forever. It's why I do what I do.
What's your current life plan?
I want to graduate college soon, and then after that, I really don't know. I'm talking to my brother about, he lives in New Zealand. I'm talking to my brother about moving out there with him for a little bit. For me, it's sort of once I graduate college, I'm like, okay, I can start doing the fun stuff. I can start doing what I've been putting off for so long, and I don't know where that'll take me, but hopefully somewhere fun.
What's your biggest fear?
like so scared of getting old. I live with my grandparents. They are old and they have been old for a long time. I'm young. I'm 23. And that's young. I can't, that's super young. But something I'm sort of coming to terms with recently is that my youth is more behind me than it is ahead of me. And that's okay, but my whole life my body's gotten better every day. I've gotten taller, I've gotten stronger, I've gotten smarter. And that just doesn't happen anymore. And when my knee hurts now, it hurts for a little bit longer. And when I drink, I'm stupid for a few more days extra. Like, I'm already starting to feel it, and I'm terrified of being old and not being able to do what I used to and not being able to leave my house. I never want to retire. Like, I like to have a job, and I'm very scared of old age. And hopefully when I get there, if I get there, I'll want it at that point. Hopefully my opinions will have changed and I'll be like, okay, yeah, I want to just sit down and read my books all day. But right now, that terrifies me. And I spend a lot of time thinking about it. But there's nothing I can do. Time passes a day at a time. You just got to deal with it.
What's your favorite color?
Ooh, that's the hardest question you've asked me.
I know.
I love warm colors. I feel like my official answer is red, but today I'm kind of feeling yellow. I really like yellow.
How would you describe your style?
I try to match my colors as well as I can, and beyond that, I try very hard with my outfits. It's about what I feel confident in. I can't leave my house if I don't feel confident in what I'm wearing. I don't really try for any specific style. It's more so, you know what? It's Macy's clearance rack. Yeah. Whatever I can find good from the Macy's clearance rack. I don't wear anything that costs more than $50. And, I love my dirty white shoes. I love beat up clothes. I love stuff like that. And just trying to make the most out of what I can find for a good deal, really.
Have you always dressed yourself in a specific way, or did you just get up one day and decide, okay, I'm going to start paying attention?
Literally that. I didn't start caring about how I dressed until my junior year in high school, maybe my sophomore year. I was wearing gym shorts and like weird little t-shirts every day, and I would never comb my hair and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, I got to fix this. I got to care about how I look. For an entire school year, I wore like plaid button-ups every day. And then the year after that, I tried something else. And then I dressed kind of goofy my senior year because I was trying out new things. And over time, I sort of learned what I liked and what I didn't. Wore a lot of bad outfits, but you wear them with confidence, and it's fine. It is what it is.
Alright, so how did you meet me?
I met you through our mutual friend Shay. She invited me to her band's practice one day, and I showed up with a guitar that I barely knew how to play and a bass that I had borrowed from a friend and had touched like twice. And you guys were like, oh, you want to jam with us? And I was like, sure. I couldn't even do bar chords yet. I started playing, and you guys were like, wait, you know how to play the bass? And I was like, I mean, I could. And they were like, we need a bass. And I was like, okay. And I played. And then a couple months later, she was like, hey, like, we need a bassist. Do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah. And then I joined your guys' band. Acrylic Pour, EP coming soon.
Yeah, totally.
Soon.
Who's the most important person in your life right now?
Right now. I have a friend. Her name is Chelsea. We met at my job where I work right now. So we've only known each other for about a year. But very quickly, she became the closest person in my life. And she is... I love extraordinary people. I believe both my brothers are truly extraordinary people. Like, you will never meet somebody like them. And I think Chelsea's an extraordinary person, too. She's incredibly sweet. She's incredibly kind. She is the single funniest person I've ever met. She has experiences that, people her age don't have, and they've made her stronger for it. And yeah, she's a wonderful person to have in my life, and I'm very lucky to call her my best friend.
Who's your favorite teacher you ever had?
I had a lot of really good teachers. I went to a good high school. When I was in high school, I did AP Physics for 2 years, and my teacher was named Miss DeSoto, and she was a stand-up comedian disguised as a physics teacher. She was hilarious, and she was very understanding, and she was a wonderful teacher, and I loved physics. I mean, it was the first time I was good at something in school, and she really helped facilitate that. And she's a lot of the reason that I went into engineering for college, and that I sort of know what I want to do. And she's not like I'll never go back to my high school and be like, oh my God, Miss DeSoto. She doesn't want that, and I don't want that. She was everything you could ask for in a teacher. It wasn't Dead Poets Society or whatever that movie is called, and it didn't need to be. She was really good at her job, and she was a really good person, and she made me excited to learn every day. And she helped me sort of go beyond what other teachers might have. So I'm very thankful to her, and she's by far my favorite teacher I ever had.
What's your favorite animal?
It's a cop-out to say dogs, so I won't. But I love dogs. If you don't love dogs, you got to change your priorities. I have a lot of duck memorabilia. I have hats with ducks on them. I have a duck hanging from my rearview mirror in my car. I have little duck keychains I hand out to people that come over to my house. This was thrust upon me. I did not choose this. But in the course of that, I've come to really like ducks. Like cartoon ducks. Real ducks are mean, and I want them to stay away from me. Fake ducks are cute, and I like them a lot.
Where do you find motivation?
Depending on who you ask, some people might say I'm a really hard worker, and I think I'm a hard worker. I do a lot. I'm in school for engineering, and I have been for a long time. I've been paying for that school myself, so I've always had a job. I've had times where I've worked 2 jobs and been in school. Between work and school, I've been doing 70-hour weeks for a couple years now. It's very rare that I have a day off. It's not uncommon that some of my friends will say, like, oh, I don't know how you do it. And what I say is, well, I don't really have a choice. You know, I was born to the family I was born to. I was born with opportunities I was born with, and I got to do what I got to do. You know, someone's got to pay the rent. Someone's got to put the food on the table. And one day when I have kids, I need to give them better opportunities than I have. So, yeah, I'm going to put in the work. And it's not going to, I don't have to do this forever, but I do have to do it for now. And beyond that, I'm not really a person who can sit still anyways. Like, I hate time off. I hate free time. Like, I have to go do something. So I figure I might as well do something good, and I might as well do something productive.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I think there's a couple of ways that could go. I'm thinking about going to grad school. If that happens the way I want it to, 5 years from now, maybe I'll have my master's degree, and maybe I'll be pursuing a PhD. I would like that. Doesn't have to go that way. I might be working a decent job and have a place of my own and, have enough time for my hobbies. I'd like that. 5 years from now, I still want to be making music. I still want to have time for my friends and be going out of my way to maintain my relationships and to create new ones. But 5 years from now, if I make it that far, I think I'll be in a better place than I am now. At least I hope. I'm trying really hard to be.
What's your favorite acrylic pour song?
My favorite acrylic pour song is, historically it's been To Say, and I'm trying to decide if that's still true. And I think it is. So Ryan wrote a song. It's a love song, but it's kind of sad, but it's really powerful. I love Coldplay, and it kind of sounds like a Coldplay song. It is, I think, the most beautiful song we've ever come up with. I mean, we have songs that maybe you can mosh to a little better, or songs that are a little more exciting. But I think that song is beautiful, and that's my favorite kind of song, is simple but beautiful.
What's your favorite word?
Oh, I have an answer for this, but I don't remember what it is. Favorite word? That's so hard. I'm trying to have a better vocabulary.
What's that word you used in the car?
Dilapidated? I said dilapidated, and you're like, I've never heard of that before. I don't like the way I talk a lot of the time. I think I sort of... I use... It's complicated. But I think I try to project myself a certain way. And I think I just make myself sound stupid a lot. And I'm tired of that, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm trying to put more thought into what I say and sort of just speak more like myself. But if I had to pick a favorite word, it might be pumpernickel. That one's kind of fun to say. I like pumpernickel.
If you won the lottery, what is the first thing you would do?
First thing I would do... Oh, I think about that a lot. I love the lottery. I don't gamble, but that's the only thing I do. I don't really play slots or anything, but I love the lottery. Very first thing, I'm gonna go get me some grub. Like, before I even like cash in the ticket, like I know I've won, I'm probably gonna go get some food. And it's probably gonna be gross. It's probably gonna be McDonald's or Cane's or like something like that. And I'm probably gonna eat a little more than I should. Maybe I'd get some sushi. But something that's like comfort food. I play the lottery whenever I'm in California or Arizona, like wherever they sell tickets. I'll spend some money on it, and then I think a lot about like, oh, what would I do with that money? I think the reality is, if I won the lottery, that would be terrible. I think that'd be awful for my mental health. I think that'd be awful for my way of life.
I agree.
I think I would hate it so much, and that will never stop me. And I think if I won the lottery, the first thing I'd have to do is ground myself and, sort of take a second to be like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into?
What do you do to relax?
I don't. Not really. Like, I'm very go until I can't anymore, until I'm exhausted. When it is time to relax, I like to read. I watch a stupid amount of YouTube. Yeah, when I'm relaxing, I'm really more just like vegging out until I have the energy to do something else again, or until I have to go somewhere else. But I'm not good at relaxing. That's a skill I need to develop.
What's the best advice you've ever received from someone?
I've had some good ones. My brothers are both very smart people. They're both very experienced people. The first thing that comes to mind, and it's something I come back to a lot, is something my oldest brother told me when I was living with him last summer. And is it advice? I don't know, but it's a thing he said. My oldest brother, he had it a lot worse than I did growing up. I don't come from a very wealthy family. He came from a much worse situation. And he's in his 30s now, and he makes a lot of money. He just had his first son. He does very well for himself. And what he said to me is, it doesn't matter how high you get, it matters how far you climb. And, what that means is, you don't need to be the richest person in the world. You don't need to be Jeff Bezos. And you never will be, to be honest. But what matters is where you start and how far you go, how much you do. Because someone who starts ahead of you, they're going to get higher, and that's okay. You have to do as much as you can. And when he said that, I didn't want to believe it. I was like, no, I don't think that's how it works. I don't like that. And it's just stuck in my head, and the more I think about it, the more I think it's true, at least for people that, come from the place he did, and probably from where I come from too. I think that's just how it is, and I'm okay with that. And I work very hard to climb as much as I can.
What's something you would recommend to everybody?
Recommend to everybody? Be single for a year in your 20s, at least. I think it's a crime that people date somebody at 18 and then date them for 7 years. I think it's very important to know how to be single, and I'm bad at it. I'm not good at it. and I want to get good at it. I've been known as somebody who might hop from like one to the other. I know people that have done it for their entire lives, and it's not a good thing to do. Before you're an adult, you don't really spend a lot of time alone. Like, you might when you're at home. You've always got school to go to. You've always got things pushing you in certain directions, and it's not really until you're out of all of that it's all up to you, and nobody's gonna do it for you. I think if you don't know how to be alone, and if you're not okay with it, then you're gonna settle for suboptimal relationships. You're gonna settle for places you don't really want to be. I think people deserve better than that, and I think a lot of people make really lasting decisions out of that fear because they've never done it before. And I think it's important to get it out of the way and go, all right, I'm 22, I'm in college, I got to do it, so I'm going to do it. And take some time to be your own person before you try to have something serious with someone else. And I think that'll make all your relationships after a lot better if you can keep your individuality. You never want to be a we. I know people who are wees. You ask them, oh, do you like this? And they go, oh, we don't really like that flavor of ice cream. Have you seen this movie? No, we haven't seen it. I'm not asking about we. I don't care who we is. What do you think? Never become a we. And if you can take some time to sort of be alone for a little bit when you're young, I think if you do it right, you'll never want to be a we. Now, I'm 22, so what do I know? But that is my thoughts on that.
What are you going to do today after this interview?
I don't know. You want to go see Deadpool?
Sure.
I might go see Deadpool with my friend Joey. I'll find something to do. It's a Saturday.
Any advice you would give to either your past self or your future self?
It took me a long time to sort of start trying, I guess. I mean, a lot of the things that came easy to people took me a long time to figure out. I'm very grateful for my brothers because they very much put me on the right path that I wouldn't have been on without them. I wish I had gotten out of my comfort zone more when I was younger. And that goes for being 8, 9, 10 years old. Problems that I just never learned how to solve that people learned when they were little. I struggle a lot talking to people. I struggle a lot making friends because I didn't do it when I was little because I was too scared. I wish even from that young age I had been more out of my comfort zone. I'm not somebody with a lot of regrets, but I do have some. I wish I had been more, the word that comes to mind is grateful when I was young. You know, my dad passed away when I was 12 years old. And I think a lot about things I might have said or things I might have done when I was a little shithead, you know? I was 10, 11 years old that I look back on and I'm like, man, why'd you do that? Because, you know, he was trying his best and I was being ungrateful. And I can't go back and fix that. And I can't go to him and say, hey, you know, I'm sorry. You know, I see it differently now, and I can't blame myself. You can't blame a 10-year-old for being a 10-year-old. But if I could change that, I would. If I could go back and say, hey, look, you gotta get this together now, I would. But it is what it is, and I let fear control me a lot as a child, and I try very hard not to now, and I just hope I can stick with that and not make decisions out of fear that will lead me to a place of complacency, you know, which is hard to do and I have to continue to put effort into, but I hope I stick with that.
What's your favorite cuss word?
Favorite cuss word? I'm trying to swear a lot less. That's part of my vocabulary thing. I swear a lot and I don't want to. I think it's lazy in my brain. That being said, I like a lot of cuss words. People say fuck a lot, and I think that's a good one. And I think if you don't use it a lot, it has a lot more power. I like shit. You know, little brother to fuck, it's a good one. One of my favorite pastimes is when you use ass as like an adverb. Is that the right word? When you say big ass truck, big ass head, to move the hyphen over, so it's not a big ass truck, it's a big ass truck. And I think you get a lot of mileage out of ass when you play with it like that. So for the day, I like ass. That's my favorite cuss word. I like ass. And I know you do too.
Are you happy today?
I'm happy today. I've been in a rough spot for a long time, but you know, I've been in a little funk lately. But today I'm doing good. I'm liking today. I got the day off. I'm with my friend. I'm in a gorgeous park. I'm outside. I got that shit on. Like, no, I'm having a good day today. Yeah.
Any last words to the people?
No.
All right, that's it.
Cool. Capone. That's the dog that I own. Picking up on my phone. Getting into my zone. I'm gonna change the rhyme now. If I was a different mammal, I would be a cow. My gun go pow pow. Zibbity zibbity zow zow. Okay, is that enough mic test?